Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. Time to take you backward over the last 7 days and get you prepared for a very, very busy weekend and an important weekend in Huntsville, Alabama, as Hunt City gets to have their first home match ever at a renovated Joe Davis Stadium. They've got a name for the field, and they're ready to go for their first home match of the year after having spent the entire season to date on the road. Go through all the news and all the matchups and get you ready for everything going on this weekend in MLS Next Pro. But we'll start off with the week that was. LAFC 2, after having a lot of their players involved in the U.S. Open Cup match the night before, or at least around for it, in the win over Monterey Bay, turned around and played at Titan Stadium Wednesday night, losing to St. Louis City 2 on PKs 5-3. They did get a point out of the deal. St. Louis City 2 gets the extra point after winning in PKs. So 2 points to City 2 on their way out the door from Fullerton. Friday, it was two matchups. Huntsville continuing their run on the road, got the extra point, beating Chicago Fire 4-1 in PKs after the first 90 minutes yielded a 1-1 draw. San Jose Earthquakes winning on PKs 5-3 at PayPal Park after their goalless draw with North Texas SC. Sunday, you had the bulk of your schedule in MLS Next Pro. Columbus Crew putting 4 on Orlando City B at home at historic Crew Stadium. Big win for Crew 2 as they continue their rush at the top of the East. Crown Legacy FC got into it was a heavyweight battle with Atlanta United 2, had a 1-0 lead. Vinicius Mello with the goal. Then Atlanta United 2, Efren Morales off a set piece, tied it at 1 late first half, and then 10 minutes to go. Marko Filipovic gets the winner for Crown Legacy. Crown Legacy wins at the fraction by the final of 2-1. That game was on the SDH network. Out west, Colorado Rapids 2 with a 1-0 win over Austin FC 2 at University of Denver Stadium. Inter Miami 2 and Philadelphia Union 2. That is our Eastern game of the week, and it would take a while. From Drive Pink Stadium, here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
And certainly keep an eye up top with the 24-year-old Lorenzo De Agostini. He's got a goal. Pretty much their entire midfield has been completely made over with a variety of players playing for the U17 teams trying to make a charge in the MLS Next towards the top of the league table. Great to have you on board today. I'm Michael Watchering, our entire crew. Hope that you would stay with us here this afternoon as we are underway. And Colorado and Austin, 0-0, 25th minute. Sasak into the box. D'Agostini! Here's the bending ball into the mixer, and it gets cleared away. Line gets pushed up, swinging the right foot, putting it up, banging it off of the bar. PKs to get an official result. Or will we get a late winner? Here's a good overlapping run. Ramirez to the middle! A lot of players that were unavailable for selection as D'Agostini swings the leg. Trent parries another one wide. Meek sets it up, and he ties it. Lucas Meek pulls Miami level. Philadelphia had the early answer. This time, it's Miami. Third goal of the season for Meek, second in as many weeks. And he bends it perfectly right around Trent. In round 4, you feel like this is a must-score opportunity here. Johnson beats Trent this time. Lucas Meek to the spot. Trent cannot save it, but it hits both posts. Somehow stays out. Philadelphia wins. They get the extra point.
So Union 2 get the extra point after the 2-2 draw in 90 minutes, winning 4-3 in PKs, and they got to leave town with 2 points. Sporting Kansas City 2 at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence, Kansas, knocked off Los Dos. LA Galaxy 2 by the score of 2-1. Houston Dynamo 2 shuts out Real Monarchs by the score of 3-0 at SaberCats Stadium. New York Red Bulls 2 over NYCFC 2 and Hudson River, MLS Next Pro style, winning that one 2-0 at Montclair State University. Our Eastern game, it was you've also had at York Lions Stadium on the campus of York University. It was Toronto FC2 in a back-and-forth game. They had the lead early and surrendered it all the way through the second half. At New England Revolution 2 gets the win 3-2 on the road north of the border. Out west, it was Portland Timbers 2, 3-1 winners over Whitecaps FC2 at Providence Park. And then your West Coast game. This one was absolutely crazy. Tacoma Defiance at Starfire hosting Minnesota United FC2. Here's your highlights once again, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
And Minnesota United FC2 battling for placement here as we take a look at the starting 11s. Minnesota United is led by Cameron Knowles in his second season guiding the Loons. For Diego Pacheco leads the team in goals with 5. That's third in the league as well. And the winning touch in spot kicks and earn at least 2 points despite conceding those 3 goals. We're underway from Starfire Stadium. Minnesota United FC2, Tacoma Defiance. Bouncing around here. Rodriguez with his left, coming across the mouth of goal, and Rodriguez has yet another tally to his name. It's his 4th goal this season, and Tacoma quickly up 1-0. Enough defensive influence in the area to cause some stress on the shot. He wasn't all that far away. Now Rodriguez takes this away. Rodriguez off the post! No! Manungu tried to follow, and it trickles instead. Do anything by the flag in that situation. O'Driscoll clips it in, header, we're level, it's 1-1. How about this response from Minnesota to conclude the half? Herrera. Right back to FC2. Late in the middle, options here, goal, Minnesota, it's 2-1. Wasting no time here in the second half, it's Malik Jesse Khan, his 2nd goal of the season. Remember, this is a Minnesota team that started as strong as anyone in MLS Next Pro with 3 consecutive wins. Now played towards the middle. Emmanuel Iwe cuts right. Iwe! It's 3-1! Emmanuel Iwe! 2nd goal this season. Centered off the post. What a response! Tacoma's right back in it. Just over 15 minutes to work with. Try to force kicks from the spot. Oh, here's Rodriguez. Takes an extra touch. Rodriguez, we're level! Now it's a breakaway. Miglietti running on the near side. Miglietti centers. Now pushed far side. Herrera! And Tacoma has gone ahead. Rodriguez with the brace today for Tacoma. This ball played in, it got by Thomas. Minnesota has tied it at 4. Unbelievable. It's yet another twist in the plot. Drafted in the 2nd round in 2021, Uche steps into it, and the first shot is saved by Thomas. Well done, he guesses correctly. And Andrew Thomas, what a start to spot kicks for Tacoma. This would win it for the Defiance and give Tacoma 2 points. Frank DeRoma, he wins it for Tacoma. They go perfect from the spot, and Tacoma Defiance fight their way back from a 3-1 deficit. Stoppage time, but regather themselves here in kicks from the spot in a very composed 4 rounds.
So that's the rundown of the week that was. Let's take you through the standings and get you ready for the week that will be. Starting off in the East, and we mentioned how a couple of teams are right now, they are just off to hot starts. In the Northeast, Crown Legacy, 7-0-1 in their first 8. They're at 22 points, 8 points clear of New England Revolution 2 and Red Bulls 2. And goes down to most wins right now because Revs 2 and Red Bulls 2, both at 14 points. Even on goal difference with 1 goal each. Both have played 8 matches, so points per game average is 1.75. Revs 2 have one more win. That's where you are right now. And Revs 2 are second in the Northeast. Red Bulls 2 are third in the Northeast. They've only scored 8 goals all season long, while everybody else in the division is in double digits in goals, and by a long shot. And Red Bulls 2 have only given up 7 goals this year, one of the most stout defenses, but one of the offenses in MLS Next Pro that's trying to find themselves right now. But right now they are 14 points, 3-2-3 with 2 extra points in shootout wins. NYCFC 2 is at 10 points, and their points per game average is ahead of Philadelphia Union 2 with 10 points each, and then Toronto FC 2. They are last in the Northeast right now with a record of 1-5-1. They have 4 points in their first 7 matches. In the Central, it is Columbus Crew 2 with 17 points out of the blocks. Orlando City B is at 14. Atlanta United 2 is at 10. They and Inter Miami 2 have the same record through 8. Atlanta United 2's goal difference is 5 better. Points per game average is the same. Atlanta United 2 has scored 12 and given up 12, while Inter Miami 2 has given up 19. Chicago Fire 2 is 5th in the Central with 9 points so far. FC Cincinnati 2 has 8, and Hunt City is 0-4-3 with 3 extra points coming through penalty kick shootouts. 0-4-3 in their first 7 as they head home for their first home match in franchise history with 6 points. Western Conference and the Frontier, we mentioned how folks are off to big starts. Colorado Rapids 2's at 22 points. Once again, they're at 7-0-1. They've only given up 6 goals in their first 8 matches, and they have scored 20 so far this year. They're ahead of Austin FC 2, who is at 19 points. Sporting Kansas City 2 is at 14. North Texas SC is at 13, and they are ahead of Loons 2 with 13 points on the board so far this year. More wins than Loons 2 right now, 4-3 in the season so far. Houston Dynamo 2 is at 11 points through 8 matches. St. Louis City 2 is at 1-4-3 with 2 extra shootout points, 8 points in 8 matches. Pacific Division, Tacoma Defiance right now is at 16 points after their first 7 matches. Whitecaps FC 2 is at 14. Earthquakes 2 is at 11. Real Monarchs are at 9. Timbers 2 are at 6. Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2 are at 5. And LAFC 2, 4 losses, 3 draws in their first 7 matches, so they are at 3 points so far this season. News going on in MLS Next Pro. Pro team of match day 8 were the Portland Timbers, and Portland Timbers 2, with the effort that we mentioned with their comeback win against Whitecaps FC 2. And you had, once again, a very, very formidable opponent. You were down 1-0. You stormed back. You got the next 3 goals, and you won it by the final of 3-1. Pro player of match day 8 in MLS Next Pro is Damian Rivera. Damian Rivera for Revs 2, he was their hero of the night. 2 goals in 2 minutes, 85th and 86th, to hand the Revs the late lead going up against TFC 2. 6 goals in the 2023 season for Rivera have him tied for second right now in the Golden Boot race. He took 4 shots, 2 on net, a key pass, and 3 tackles on the night. Your rising star of match day 8, Gio De Libera for Columbus Crew 2, and had his first professional goal, provided an assist in the 4-0 win over Orlando City B. It was in the 53rd minute when he got the goal, and then he set up Mateo Bunbury with the assist to give Crew the 2-0 lead, as they would go on and score 2 more after that. 3 points, 3rd victory in a row. So it was Gio De Libera of Crew 2 is your rising star of match day 8. Top 10 power rankings, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro. It is Loons 2 at number 10, Sporting Kansas City 2 at number 9, Revs 2 at number 8, OCB at number 7 after the 4-0 loss to Crew 2. Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 is at number 6. Tacoma Defiance is at number 5. Crew 2 is at number 4. Austin FC 2 is at number 3. Crown Legacy is at number 2. And Colorado Rapids 2 after the match of the 2 unbeatens with Rapids 2 and Austin FC 2 last time out. Rapids 2 get the win. They are ahead in the standings in the 1-0 win, most impressive win of the season. First regulation defeat, by the way, for Austin FC 2 this year. Marlon Vargas got his second goal of the campaign, 4th shutout of the season for Colorado Rapids 2. They get a bye week this week. They get a 2-match road trip to end the schedule in May. So, speaking of the schedule, let you know where things stand and where you can watch them. On Friday, very, very busy night. Orlando City B at Osceola Heritage Park hosting Atlanta United 2. That one's on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, and the SDH Network. Pre-game a little before 7 o'clock, about 6:50. We'll get you ready for OCB and the 2s. Hunt City, 8 o'clock, Joe Davis Stadium. They get their first match ever at renovated Joe Davis. Going to be a big night for soccer in the Shoals on Apple TV and MLS Season Pass, but Crown Legacy comes to town. We'll see how Hunt City responds for an 8 o'clock Eastern start. 9 o'clock Eastern start at Palmer Field at St. David's. It is Austin FC 2 hosting Earthquakes 2. That is your Friday schedule. Sunday, May 21st, the traditionally very, very long schedule. 3 o'clock Eastern at Subaru Park on MLSNextPro.com. It's Union 2 and Revs 2. 6 o'clock on MLS Season Pass and Apple TV, FC Cincinnati 2 and Columbus Crew 2. Hell is Real Part 2 on the weekend at Northern Kentucky University Soccer Stadium. At 6 o'clock also, it is Real Monarchs at Zion Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah, hosting LAFC 2 on MLSNextPro.com. And St. Louis City 2 hosting Sporting Kansas City 2 at City Park at 6 o'clock. That one is on Apple TV and MLS Season Pass. Montclair State, New York Red Bulls 2 hosting Inter Miami 2. That one is at 7 o'clock. Also at 7 o'clock, north of the border at York Lions Stadium. TFC 2 hosting Chicago Fire 2 on MLSNextPro.com. On Season Pass and Apple TV, it is LA Galaxy 2 at 8 o'clock Eastern hosting Portland Timbers 2 in Carson, California. 8:30 Eastern on Season Pass in Copa Tejas, Next Pro style. It is North Texas SC at Choctaw hosting Houston Dynamo 2. And at 9 o'clock at Swangard, it is Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 and Tacoma Defiance. So that is your rundown of what it's going to look like this upcoming week in MLS Next Pro. Going to be a very, very busy week across the board. You've got your rivalries. You have all the events that are tied to all of the activity that's going on with these rivalry games. So it will be really interesting to see what it's looking like, and especially in the Shoals for a very, very busy week, a very, very important week with the stadium now ready to go and the fans ready to go into Joe Davis when it comes to Hunt City and what it's going to look like for them playing in their new barn. So once again, thanks for everybody for taking us through the tour of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. For everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for hanging out with us, and that's your rundown of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. If you are in market and can go and watch all of the activity going on in MLS Next Pro with your favorite clubs, please do so, because you get to see the next generation. You get to see how teams are working their way to help out their first teams with all of the second team action that you're getting to watch. You get to see the next level of talent there as well. And what you also get to do is be there for the next generation, not just for your club, but for all the others. So if you are in market and can catch a match, please go catch a match. If you are in market and can't, follow along on your local provider. If you are out of market and can't, remember that you can always go through the local provider, or you can go through Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Looking forward to seeing what happens at Wicks Family Field with Crown Legacy visiting. We'll get that story next week. Thanks for listening to everything here on the SDH Network. That is SDH on MLS Next Pro. Play it safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.